Well, hello there guys, I am back on Fallout 4. The reason I'm making this video, I've just had an update on Fallout 4, so I want to check if this still works. But quite a few people in the comments of my other videos have said that this is no longer working. So I thought I'd make a new one, nice and fresh, and see whether or not it does still work. So I've just made my character. I was just tweaking her face a little bit there, so it's time to leave the vault. Now all I've done is piled most of my points into intelligence. So, on this video, what we plan to do is to level up this character and get over max stats. So we want our stats as high as we can get them all the way through the board. So that is what I'm going to be doing once I run down to Sanctuary. And we're going to do all this before we even speak to Codsworth. So, welcome to Fallout 4. Because I've been playing Fallout 76, this is quite exciting, you know? I really enjoyed Fallout 4. It's a really nice game. So, let's get my bearings. Is that Sanctuary down there? Yes, it is. I'll go this way, though, because I might pick up a couple of scrap on the way. There's quite a bit of stuff that I need in order to be able to do this, so I might grab some stuff. I don't really need any of this, that's for sure. Oh, adjustable wrench, that's useful because they have gears, and we do need gears, so that is quite handy. And I don't need any. Oh, I do need that fan, more gears there, that's good. I need some circuitry, which you can get from, like, I think a hot plate. So I do need some of that. And I do know where there is a hot plate, like a guaranteed one, but it's down in Red Rocket Truck Stop. So hopefully there'll also be one in Sanctuary as well when we get there. Home sweet home. I've spent many hours building in this little town. I do miss it. It is a real shame how on... oh, I've got to go and activate the workshop, haven't I? I think it's a real shame how on Fallout 76 you do not have... yes, we know. Right, that's got oil in it, so I'm gonna be scrapping all... ooh, there we go, that thing there, if I can actually get it. Come on, select it. Oh, I'll scrap that first. So, gears and springs, adhesive, we need some of that. This box, just to get it out of the way. That oil can, because it's got oil in. If I can actually bloody get it, there we go. I'm gonna scrap this, just get it out of the way. There is usually another adjustable wrench on here, so we'll get a few more gears out of that. And what I will do, I'm just going to just get rid of some of the junk. I need to use this area, so I'm going to get rid of all the junk that's around here. I do need some steel and rubber as well, but my God, there is enough of that lying around. And I also need some copper. Now copper, you get in these things. In the fuses, so the fuses that are inside those have some copper inside them. So I'll scrap a few tyres just to get a bit of rubber. I'll do a couple more of these lights. I don't think I've done anything yet that gives circuitry. Do these give circuitry? No, they don't. Didn't think they did. Just a bit of general tidying up. So I might have some circuitry already. I might not. So let's have a little look. I'll get rid of that tyre wall as well, and some of these, and that. Let's clean up this post-apocalyptic mess. Right, let's see what we've got in here then. So, do I have... I'll plonk out all my junk in there. So we have... I'll take those adjustable wrenches. So what we're looking for is... I need glass. So I'll be taking those out. Copper is inside those. I'll be needing some copper. Wood, fiberglass, cloth. I do need some cloth. I'll take out my cloth, take out this. Don't need ceramic. Although possibly I do. So I do need some gears, so I'll be getting those. I need some adhesive. We've got copper again inside there. Gears, we've got some raw gears, so I'll be having those as well. I need screws or springs, can't remember which. Ah, beautiful, there is a hot plate in here. So we need some circuitry, so there is a hot plate here. If there isn't a hot plate in your workshop, and if you run down to Red Rocket, there is always a hot plate in there. And there's also a fan in there as well. And also a telephone, so you can get all the stuff you need from there if you don't get it from here. So oil, cloth, adhesive, rubber we need. We've got loads of rubber already, look. There's some springs. There's some steel. And, right, I'm going to duplicate some of this stuff now. So, what I'm going to do, the first time, I'm just going to drop everything on the floor and I'm just going to scrap it. Because I just want to get down to the raw materials. So we're just going to be dropping the lot. I do apologise that I know that you can hear me clicking away on my controller. I'm sorry about that. I bought a new microphone hoping that it wouldn't pick up, but it does. So now we've done that, we're going to go into the workshop mode and we're just going to scrap all this. So just to get to the raw materials. It's just quicker doing it this way than doing duplications at this stage. What's all that? Cigarettes? Oh, they've got cloth, I might as well scrap them. Didn't I drop them neatly? Oh, Jesus. A few people have been asking me what I think of Fallout 76 and if it's worth buying, and I did make a video on that. And on that video I talked quite a bit about this game because I think this game is bloody amazing. And I urge people that have not tried Fallout at all just to leave that one for a while because it's got some problems which they're currently addressing. So I'm actually going to duplicate these because they're raw anyway and I need plenty of them. So I would recommend, if you've not already, play Fallout 4 first. And the reason being, first of all, you can do stuff like what I'm doing here, cheating. What is that? A spring. I'll duplicate that now as well. I don't think I need springs. If you want to know how to do this glitch, which actually doubles the item, then you press down on the Xbox the X button, which is scrap, hold that down, slide your finger over to the store button, which is B, and keep it held down like this. Whoops. Like this, and you get two boxes pop up. Keep your finger on B, press A to scrap, A to store, and it doubles the item. So that is the duplication glitch that we'll be using a lot. So obviously that still works. So the update that we've had has not affected that at all. I've only got two adhesive. I really should have scrapped them, shouldn't I? So what else do I need? I'm actually going to take... Whoops, I stored everything. I'm going to take everything out of here. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm going to dump it all in a different container and then just have on me the stuff that I need so it's easy for me to go back. Oh, I deleted that little box, didn't I? How stupid. And I think if I put it in any of these, I have mods so they'll appear in there. We've got a little box in here. Oh, it's so peaceful in here without Mama Murphy, isn't it? Oh, I hate her. I hate her a lot. Oh, look, there's a light. Oh, it's not one that I can trash. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you buy this game if you've not had it already. I'm going to have to build something. There's a makeshift battery under there as well. That's probably going to be useful. Right, let's have a look what we've got. Furniture. So box it, containers. Let's just get a little-ish one. Doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm even looking through them. I'll have that. So that'll do. I'll plonk my stuff in there, and I want to just scrap that thing under there as well. So I wonder what's in it. Didn't see it, went too quickly. So now I can pile a load of my junk in here now, and then I haven't got to worry about it. So stuff I'm not going to use. I might need my gun. Something might attack me, so I'll keep that. I don't think I need aluminium. Definitely don't need that or that. Those. Cigar box, circuitry. I need cloth, a coffee. I think I might need some ceramic actually. Concrete, I don't think I need any of that. I do need some of this. Don't need that. Glass, I don't think I need... Oh yes, I do. Don't need that. Don't need this. Or this. So if you've not seen this method already, there is... what we're going to do is we're going to go and grab the Your Special book from Sean's room, and we're going to duplicate it a lot. so that we can max out our special points. And once we've done that, we are then... What's inside here? Once we've done that... Put my ring in. How wrong. We are going to lower our stats by not sleeping for a long time, and we're going to be in survival mode to do that. And then we're going to increase our stats again. Well, you get oil from this as well. If you're struggling with oil, you get some from this. So there's your special book, look. So we'll be taking that. We've got to choose an attribute when we pick it up. So that's that done. Now we'll... Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Right. Oh my god, I'm so lost. Okay, it's this way. You can duplicate this as well, but it doesn't really benefit you at all. It doesn't work. You get lots of the magazine, but you don't get any benefit from having lots of the magazine, so there's no point in doing that. Right, let's drop all our junk on the floor then. Now, when you've only got 7 of something, it drops into individual piles. But as soon as you've got 8 or more of something, it will drop as just one item. But if you've just duplicated it and you haven't got... I mean, if I had 5 pieces of this and I duplicated them all, so I had 10 altogether, and I tried to drop that on the floor, it's not going to drop as... I missed that. It's not going to drop as one item. You have to kind of pick it up and drop it again. So when there is a stack of more than one stack, like all of this here, look. If I pick this up and drop it again, if there were more than 8, which there will be next time, it will all drop in one stack, which is a lot better. Oops. So the hardest part... Oh, there were 6 in that one, so I've got plenty of oil now. Plenty of rubber. I don't think I need springs. I'm pretty sure I've got enough screws now as well. Now, the way you duplicate your special book, back in the day, a long, long time ago, the way you used to duplicate things like that was to drop it on the floor and get your dog meat companion to go and pick it up. And when he's about to pick it up, he'd snatch it from his, just before he grabs it, you would snatch it away from him. And then you'd get 2. You'd have one in your inventory and he'd have one on him as well. And you can duplicate quite a few things like that, like armor, weapons, but... it's really not very easy to do, and I don't think it works anymore anyway, so you can't do it anymore. But there is a method that works very, very similar, and I kind of stumbled into this method because I couldn't do the dog meat glitch, and I was messing around with the... which button? That one. I was messing around with the conveyor belts, and the conveyor belt does the same as dog meat. There's an item, and it suddenly goes from the world into like a storage. So I was trying to grab the item as it's going into the storage, and it worked. Much easier than dog meats did. So what we're going to do now is just pick all this shit up. So no duplicating, just picking it all up. And then some of it, not all of it, but some of it will just drop in one stack. Anything we've got more than 8 of, we're going to end up with just one stack. So that's going to speed up our duplication. I forgot I'd done that. Wonder what that was doing on the floor. So now we'll drop it all again. Unfortunately, a lot of it isn't ready yet for being more than one. So I've got to obviously duplicate these a couple more times before I get to the point where they'll drop as one. What is it? Acid? I don't even need acid. I'll just pick them up then. Scrap. Come out of that battery, didn't it? I wasn't even thinking about that. So what do we got here? Adhesive. We do need to duplicate these. We need adhesive. So this is still going to drop as single ones on the next run round, and the circuitry is as well, because we don't have anywhere near 8 of those. Yeah, I was talking about why this game is worth buying. Because it's been around for a while, most of the problems that it had have been removed, so that's good, which is obviously what's going on with Fallout 76 at the moment. It does have some problems, but they are addressing them. They did an update yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, which increased your stash limit from 400 to 600, so that's good. Oops. And they'll keep on doing updates, they'll keep on making it better. But there's no modding community yet on Fallout 76, and I don't think there will be for a long time, because Fallout 76 has microtransactions, and I don't need wood. Let's just store that. I'm just going to scrap this to get rid of it, and I'm going to scrap this battery as well. So let's go again. So yeah, the modding community in Fallout 4 is absolutely incredible. Some of the stuff that they've made is so good. Now, I recommend that you play on survival mode. And there's a couple of mods that you're going to want to download. Oh, I've done the wrong thing. A couple of mods that you'll want. One of them, which I think is really awesome, is a headshot mod, which means if you shoot someone in the head, they die instantly, one bullet, which is much more realistic. You don't want, you know, just a human character to be like a bloody sponge for bullets when you're trying to kill them. It's just not realistic. But also with that mod as well, I don't need that. With that mod as well, you will die with one bullet to the head. So, which to me is better, a lot better, much more realistic. So I like that mod. Another mod that you can use with the survival mode, which works really well, is the camping mod. Now, survival mode doesn't allow you to save anywhere. You have to kind of sleep. And on Fallout 4, you can't just plonk down a bed wherever you like. You have to do it in one of your towns. So sometimes you've got to walk a long way, and then you've got to fight something, which is a pain in the arse if it kills you, and you're all the way back at your camp. So there is the ability to download a mod which gives you like a little campsite that you can put anywhere. It's actually really good. There's loads of features in your little campsite, a little tent, a little cooking stove, and different bits and bobs that you can just plonk down on the floor wherever you like, and then you can sleep, which will save for you, which really makes it a lot. I mean, it's more realistic and it's easier because not being able to save is just a pain in the arse, to be honest. It really is. When I don't think I need any more screws. When you have spent a long time walking all the way across the map, and then you die from something stupid, not being able to have a save that you can load up is very, very annoying. I don't need the wood. So yeah, I very strongly recommend that you take that mod. It is really worthwhile. Right, you can see we're starting to get quite a few things now. Steel, we're getting a lot of that. So it duplicates nice and quickly. It doubles up every time. And I mean, doubling up doesn't sound like a lot, but obviously you're doubling up. It grows so quickly. You end up with tens of thousands in no time at all. Now this time, I think everything is over 8. So we're just going to grab the whole lot and then drop it all again, and hopefully everything will just be in one stack. Well, not one stack, but you know what I mean. Yeah, everything's over 8 now. That's good. So at this point, it starts going a lot faster because you're only duplicating one thing. Oh, I missed it. You're only duplicating one thing at a time. So yeah, the latest update has been installed. The duplication glitch that I'm doing now obviously still works, and it works on the PlayStation as well. Obviously the buttons are different. Oops, messed that up there. Was that lead? I don't need lead. The buttons are different, but just think of it as being your scrap button. Slide over to your store button and then press the yes button twice. So whatever those are, let me think. I used to have a PlayStation. I think that's going to be square, circle, and X. Those 3 buttons. But you will know. Don't need acid. I'm not going to bother with any more steel. I don't need any more of that. So obviously, as you start going through like this, and you get enough of one thing, you don't need any more of it. That's going to speed you up as well. I'm actually going to duplicate everything this time, rather than picking it up to get the single stacks. I know it's all in 2 stacks, but it doesn't take long. Yeah, there's a lot of mods on the modding community that are really good. And also with Fallout 4, you've got the expansion packs. Oh, I've missed that. I don't think I need any more copper anyway. The expansion packs, contraptions, and workshop. They are brilliant. I've got the other expansions as well, but I've not actually used them. So I've not done Far Harbour, and I've not done Nuka World. So I've still got those to play. I might go to those for a bit while I'm waiting for them to sort out Fallout 76 properly, iron out all its issues, and then come back to Fallout 76 when it's ready. I might do that. Although I am enjoying it really, and I've played this, so I know it. But yeah, those 2 expansions, I mean, they add such a lot of depth to the game, and you need one of those to do this. So we need the workshop one to build conveyor belts, which we're going to have to do in a little while. So that's why I'm duplicating a lot of this stuff, just to build the conveyor belt. In fact, I might go and try and build my conveyor belt in a bit, because I think I've got enough to do it. I don't want to be wasting your time, you know, standing here duplicating a load of things that I'm not going to use. That's a bit silly. So I'll do this lot. Then I'll go and build my conveyor and just see if I need anything else. I don't think I will. Ooh, I missed it. Ah, that's one that I do need more of as well. Get that. I've definitely got enough steel now, and rubber. I ain't going to need any more of those. And I've definitely got enough screws as well. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have enough circuitry. I only need a couple of circuitry, I think about 4. So, oh, there's glass. Let's get that. Right, now all that's sorted, I am going to pop over here and I'm going to build the conveyor contraption. So you want to be going over to your, oh my goodness, where is everything? Stores, crafting, cages. I haven't got contraptions installed, have I? Power. Oh, hang on. Oh, thank goodness for that. I thought I was going to have to go and install the add-ons, but they're in here. So it's in here. It's in power and manufacturing. God, that's how long it's been since I've been on this. Right, what we want is, let's think. We want a hopper, a conveyor. I think it's in here. Is it at the end? So what's that? It's a vacuum hopper. We want one of those, but not yet. We want a conveyor storage. So we want to start with conveyor storage about here. Okay. Now we want to go down to these and pop in. Let me think. Is that the right one? Yeah, this one. So a right hand turn. So pop one of them down, then another one of those. Now you want the conveyor that's got the little electricity on it. So this one. Then you want just a normal conveyor, that one. Now you want right turns again. This one and this one. And now you've got enough space just at the end to pop in your hopper. So where is it? That's the vacuum hopper. It should snap and merge into the actual conveyor storage. So that's what we needed to build. Now we need some power. Now that thing there requires 6 power. This thing here just requires power. So we need a couple of generators. So which are down here. Oh, I did need ceramic. Look, I need ceramic for this. I thought I did. So I'm just going to go and quickly duplicate some ceramic. There's normally a bathtub just around here. I might have scrapped it already. I've probably got it in my thing. But cups, bathtub, toilets. There's normally a toilet just there. All that stuff gets ceramic, so we need a couple of those. Have we got any raw ceramic? No. Right, let's get some out of our little box then. So we're looking for something that will give us ceramic. So these coffee cups, look, we got 11 of them. But they're going to drop individually, aren't they? So I wonder if we've got something that will give us more ceramic. Oh, I'm just going to do the coffee cups. It won't take long. Coffee pot. Oops, those. So let's take them. These won't stack, unfortunately. So we're going to be dropping 11 cups on the floor. Oh, they did. Oh, that's bloody awesome. So now if I go into my workshop, I didn't think that would stack. I'm not sure why I didn't. So I'm just going to scrap it, and that gives me 11 of those. And I'm just going to go and grab that. And I'm just going to duplicate it a couple of times. How many did I need? I'm not sure. It wasn't much, was it? So we've got 22 already. I think that's enough, to be honest. But I'll just do it one more time, just in case. So this will take us to 44, which is plenty, definitely enough. Oh, did the wrong button. So we'll drop that. And I'm just going to duplicate both stacks. There we go. Now pop back over here and put your generators down. Power, generator. So what did this need? Was it 8? So we got a 5 with this. And I'll pop a number 3 down here as well. Now, what I recommend that you do is run your leads from these. Let me think. If you run it from there to this, then that's going to power everything. Everything is now working, right? But if I turn that one off, now it's not got enough power for the vacuum hopper. So that's stopped. You'll be able to see it's not going. But everything else is going, which is quite useful, that. What's that over there? Oh, it's a bug thing, isn't it? So that's the way you want to set it up. Have a 5 and a 3 and connect it to this connection here. Now, to begin with, this is a bit of a pain in the arse. We've got that switched off. And we want to go into our inventory, go to our miscellaneous, and we've got our Your Special book. Now we're going to drop this on the conveyor, like this. So drop it, and then turn around and pick it up, just as it goes in. Now they said at the top there, Your Special removed. That means it didn't work. The timing was just off. Now the best way to do this, ignore the conveyor belt completely and look at the green writing on the screen where it says conveyor storage Your Special. So I'll take that out, it says conveyor storage, nothing, okay? Now if I've got my cursor hovering around there, when the Your Special book goes under my cursor, that will change to Your Special. And you want to leave it a split second, then pick it up. And if you get the timing right, you'll get 2 of them. So let me show you. So we'll drop it. So I'm hovering around here, changes to Your Special, I pick it up, grab the one out of there. So now, hopefully, I'll have 2. See, I got 2 of them. Now, I want to show you something about these. One of them, I've already had the special point from it, okay? Because when I picked it up, I got the special point. So one of these is going to work, one of them isn't. So if I pick one up, doesn't work. Pick this one up, doesn't work. Go back into my inventory, drop them both again. This time, one of them will give me an attribute point. So that's the old one, that's the new one. So there we go, they need to be dropped and picked up twice. So once you've got, these books here will no longer give me any special points at all, but they will duplicate. So I'm just going to keep, I didn't get one. I'm just going to keep dropping them on here. Not sure if I got one at that time or not. Yes, I did, so now I've got 3. So the idea is just keep dropping them and picking them up. And as you do this, as you're grabbing them as they're going into the conveyor, every now and again it will say, choose a special point, because it will be one that you've dropped and picked up twice. That one, you see? So I just picked that one up for its second time, and it gave me the point. Now, when you get to about 14, you have enough to have them... Crikey, I'm doing terrible. You have enough to allow them to just go around the conveyor continuously, and that's when you turn your hopper on. And then all you do is you stand here and just pick them up as they go in, which is much easier than what I'm doing now. Much easier. Oh my goodness, I'm still only on 3. I was close then. I got one of them. I missed one of them because it said Your Special removed, and when it says that, that means it's close, but not close. Crikey, that was a mess. So once it gets a little bit congested, I mean, you might want to pop over here and put them onto this side. Give yourself a little bit of room to get into position. So they're going to come hopefully down this side of the conveyor. Yes, they are. Look, so they're nice and close to me. I can get my cursor in there. There we go. Let's drop them back over here. I didn't get any extras. So yeah, it's not easy. Your timing isn't easy to do. But as I say, the best thing you can do is just hover in there just a little bit and wait for it to change from conveyor storage to your special. Wait a split second, then pick it up. And did I get one then? Still 4. What a shame. So that's that one now I've picked up a couple of times. So yeah, I did have a guy leave a comment on one of my videos the other day saying this doesn't work. The only one that gives me the point is the original one. The duplicate won't give me any points. It's because you only picked it up once. You have to drop it on the floor and pick it up a couple of times. And actually, I have had a book that didn't give me any points until I picked it up 3 times. So, right, what I'm going to do now, on this next one, I'm going to let the... I got one that time, so I've got 5 now. So after this time, I'm going to switch this on, and I'm just going to drop them. Oh, I got one that time as well. So now I've got my hopper on. So don't take them out of the storage this time, just let them go round. And I've probably still got some on me from where I've just grabbed them. So what you want to do here is just leave them to go around. I didn't get one. When you're at this stage, you can see they come out nicely spaced out. So they come around and they all end up going in the conveyor belt in roughly the same place. So you're around here. So all you do is stand here, put your cursor a little bit in, watch where it says conveyor storage, and when that changes to your special, leave a split second and then grab it. Split second, grab it. Now, if it doesn't, you can see it makes it into the storage. So see how that made it into the storage? If it doesn't make it into the storage, I'm grabbing it too early. If it does make into the storage, now what you do is you just transfer any that you got into the storage like that, so they can go round. So I picked up one. So I don't think I got any duplicates. So I picked up one a bit too early because I had it and it didn't make it into the storage, and I picked up all the other ones a little bit too late because they went into the storage, but I didn't get them. So you just slowly adjust like that until you get the timing just right. So the ways that you adjust, you can adjust your timing, so you pick them up slightly earlier or slightly later. I'm just going to transfer. Oh, I only got one. Or you can adjust your... the other thing that you might want to do is adjust your cursor. So if I move it slightly further into the actual conveyor, when the books come round again, as soon as it changes to your special, I'll leave it the tiniest fraction of a second, then I'll grab it. And we'll see how this works. So there we go. Sometimes you accidentally snatch them all out of the conveyor storage. If you're a bit too late to pick them up, unfortunately you just snatch them all. Now this, what I'm doing now, this duplication, it will work with quite a lot of stuff. You can duplicate armor or weapons, and you can also mod something. Oh, I only got one, so I'm grabbing them a little bit late, okay? So maybe I want to move my cursor just a bit out. So there's like the Silver Shroud costume, which is really good armor, or the Minute, the General costume, that's also really good. So those are things that you can duplicate on here and give them to your follower, give them to your settlers. Now what I did in one of my playthroughs is I duplicated all of the General uniform, the Minutemen General uniform, I duplicated it enough times so that I could have an army of Minutemen. So all of my settlers were Minutemen Generals, which I thought was pretty awesome. So I got 3 that time. I'm not sure how many are going around the conveyor now, but it takes about 15 or so for it to be a steady stream. So all 3 of those made it into the conveyor for certain. We saw them go in, and that one did as well. So if I've got any, I've got 2. So I managed to grab 2 out as they were going in at the right time to duplicate them. So we know they all went in, we saw them. So we're getting, fortunately, we are going to start getting close to the point where we have a constant stream of these books. So isn't this easy? It's damn sight easier than that dog meat thing. I couldn't do that. I really struggled with it, which is kind of where this came from. I couldn't do that, and I figured this is the same kind of idea, so I tried this. Now, originally, I was just kind of like popping them on the conveyor belt and picking them out. So I did that for a long time, and then I figured I can actually, create a little circuit for them to go around, which will be much better. So yeah, this is so much easier, it really is. So if you've not played Fallout 4 and you want to give it a crack, or even if you haven't played Fallout 4, just play it vanilla. Enjoy the game as it's intended, and then start looking at some mods and all that kind of stuff. It is really, really enjoyable. But if you have played Fallout 4 a lot, then you might want to use this idea to get your character up to higher than max stats before you start, and then once you've done that, you can play in survival mode. So download a couple of those mods I mentioned, play the game in survival mode, and I mean, you can download a mod that changes the complete look of the game. Like there's some season ones which change it to like summer or spring or winter or autumn, and they all look very different. They all look really good. So download some of those, play through it again, and if you've not done it in survival yet, and see what you think. And then by the time you've done that, Fallout 76 will probably be ready. It'll be all fixed and working lovely. So yeah, that is a very good suggestion of something to do for people that would like to get into Fallout. But yeah, this one is better. I'm not saying that Fallout 76 is bad, it's just that I'm comparing it to this, and this is a lot better. This is really, really well-made game. It's got problems, it has, things go wrong and different stuff, but the story, brilliant. The game, the world, it's just brilliant, really well done. Building the settlements is brilliant. There are a couple of mods that you might want to download that enable you to build as much as you like in your settlement, so you're not limited. There's also a mod that enables you to place stuff anywhere, which is also brilliant from the modding community. So yeah, it's there's a few mods that you might want to have a look through and download if you are going to replay this, and I think you'll really enjoy it more. Right, after a little while, I need to pop these in. Always make sure you're putting them in, because the ones you've picked up are going to be the new ones, so they're the fresh ones, so they need to go round the conveyor belt again before you get any points for them. So make sure you're always putting them in, and you've always got a steady stream. Once we've got enough in here so that we have a constant stream of them going round, but we also have like a high number of them actually in the conveyor storage, then just take out all the ones in the conveyor storage, drop them all on the floor, pick them up, drop them all on the floor again, and pick them up again, and then just dump them. Because none of those are going to give you any more points. They will duplicate, but the actual, that one won't give you any more points at all. So when you get to that point, that's what you want to do, and that means all the ones that are going round are going to be ones that are still giving you more points. So you're better off, as soon as there's a gap, plonk them back in. What you can do as well while you're doing this is duplicate other stuff. I mean, obviously, if you've just started the game, you're not really going to have anything that you want to duplicate. But if you're a little bit further in the game and you've decided to do this to, get your character up a few levels, then if you've got some decent armor or anything, or a decent gun, even if it's like the big boy, and you've modded it as well, so it can be a unique item, you could have modded it, and if you duplicate it, you get an exact copy. So you can do that to give them all out to your settlers, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, anything like that, pop it on here. If you want to duplicate any raw materials, just use that duplication glitch that we used earlier so that we could build this. Now, you can't duplicate raw materials like this the way I'm doing these books, and you can't duplicate these books the way I did the raw materials, so it's just a bit different. But yeah, you will get the hang of the timing. But what I think is the best thing to do is, I mean, I used to say, look at the shadow going into the conveyor belts. That used to be my advice on doing this. But now, I think it's a lot better if you just look at where it says conveyor storage. When it changes to your special, just leave it a split second, then grab it. That seems to me to be a lot easier to get the correct timing. And of course, that shadow moves. As the sun moves through the game, that shadow will move. So if you're judging where you're picking them up based on the shadow, it's going to change. So we're already down to just 3 of our special stats left. I do need to be aware of the time on this, because if it goes over an hour, then the video will stop recording on my Xbox. I'll just have a quick look. So we've been 40 minutes. So we are now at a point where we've got quite a steady stream. Oh shit. Oh my goodness, it's all going wrong. Pressed a lot of wrong buttons then. And I don't like it when she takes her fists out, so let's put those away. So there you go, nice and easy. And what I love about this, oh, I've picked them all out of the conveyor, let's pop them all back in. What I love about doing it this way is you don't have to move. That dog meat thing was a right pain in the arse, it really was. Sending the dog away, dropping it on the floor, it was difficult, and it was a bit of a pain to do. Whereas this, you just stand here clicking the button. It takes a while to get the timing right, but once you've got the hang of it, you tend to be pretty good. And also, you know, based on what happens, whether you're too fast or too slow. If you get it and it doesn't go into the storage, you were too fast, too early. But if it goes into the storage and you didn't get it, then you were too slow. So one of the things that you might want to do, let's just pop these in here. So I've got none on me, and the next one that comes, I'll grab it. It went into the storage. Did I get it? No, I didn't. So I was too slow. So a little bit earlier. Grab that one. Did I get that one? Yeah, I did, and that went into the storage, so that was bang on. So it's really easy for you to see your timing. So a little bit later or a little bit earlier until you get it just right. So what you will have noticed now is we have a steady stream going round. We've got very few gaps, and we've also got them building up inside the storage. So when it gets to about, I don't know, 13 or something in there, I'm going to grab them all out. I've accidentally picked them all out there, look. So if you do that, just immediately put them back in, otherwise you end up with a gap, and you don't want that. Oops, just took them all out again. So you can kind of see, as they're going round and it's constant, the number inside the conveyor belt stays the same, because one gets taken out as another one comes in. So you can sort of see, I mean, the number was on like 6 or 7, and now it's only on 3. So you can see that I've taken some of them a bit early. And if the number starts going up, you can see that I've taken some of them a bit late. So that's also a nice indicator, without you having to check in your Pip-Boy, whether or not you're grabbing them too early or too late. So it's on number 6, look. Well, 5. So there's 5 in there, and when I grab one, I think we've actually got a gap that's a tiny bit too big. But yeah, if that number's going down, you're grabbing them too early. If that number's going up, you're grabbing them too late. But yeah, as you duplicate more and more, that number will go up. So we'll have a constant stream going around, and that number will slowly get higher and higher. I'm getting my timing off a little bit now. I want to get back on it again. That kind of happens. You just go through like phases of messing it up over and over, and then go through another phase where you get every single one. Oh, that was way too early. I'm going to move myself in a little bit like that. Oh, these are feeling good. I've got to tell you, what I was doing just then, I'd fallen into the trap of watching the books going into the conveyor rather than looking at the green text on the screen. You look at the green text on the screen, you get loads more of them. You really do. You hit it so many more times compared to when you actually watch them going into the conveyor. Oh, I've just grabbed them all. It makes a big difference. It's so much easier to just look at the screen. I've got to do this, haven't I? That's to put my fists away. I'm turn my light off as well. It's a bit dark. I've taken them all again. And I've got my fists out. How annoying. All the things I hate. Right, fists away. Fists away. I'm going to leave my light on. It's a bit dark. Oh, it's been a long time since we've had one of those, isn't it? So we've got a bit of a gap coming up. Right, we do now have a steady 10 or so in there all the time. So what I'm going to do, these ones, any that I've got on my inventory, and all of those actually, let's take all of them. Right, all of these, so I've got 14. I'm just going to drop them all on the floor and pick them all up, drop them all on the floor again, and see, get all my points out of these, okay? So bearing in mind, they've got to be picked up twice. Now that might have happened. I might have picked them all up twice already, because I've obviously picked them up as they've been going around the conveyor belt. But some of them might still have a point in them. So if they were dead fresh, they might still have a point. So no, they didn't. So all of these ones have now been used. So just chuck them on the floor, or just dump them somewhere out of the way. So now none of them work anymore. So we go back to these. Oops. Now those ones I've just popped on the floor, all of them would duplicate. If I put them in, they will still duplicate, but they will no longer give points. So I might as well just take ones that I know are going to give me points when I duplicate them. Well, I don't know, do I? Because some of these might have all been used too. So have a quick look at the time. Okay, we've got 47 minutes. I think we are actually going to be able to complete this video before it's done. I'm going to show you how to do the next step, but I'm not actually going to do it. But I'll show you exactly what you need to do. And then we should get all of this under an hour. Let's get them back in. So you can see we've already got steady 4 or so. Oh, we've got a gap. No, ignore me then. We've got a gap. I didn't think we had a gap. We're already getting there. I imagine we probably need about 6 more, maybe, just to finish off our look. So you can see, I mean, this video is about coming up towards an hour long, but that's not a long time to max out all of these stats and then start the game from a position where your character is, got maximum stats. It's not bad at all. And I'm actually going to show you how to get them above maximum stats as well, which wasn't my idea. This was my idea. I discovered this. I do know other people have done it as well. I don't know whether they copied me or just found it out themselves. I found it, so probably they did too. But the idea that I'm going to show you next is most certainly not mine. Someone saw my video of this and then told me how to do this other thing that's quite special that I'll show you in just a sec. Yeah, very awesome. I was very impressed with the idea. But I hadn't even considered it. But yeah, it's good. I'm guessing that if we just dropped all these and picked them up, we'd probably have enough. Right, do nothing. So that's us full. So if I look in my Pip-Boy, and if I go over to my stats, you'll see that my specials are all at 10. So the next step that we need to do, is get out of here. I'm actually going to make a bed. Not a bed, sorry. A chair. So I want a chair, and I'm just going to put it over here. You'll see why in just a second. Oh, I've got no aluminium, I can't make that one. I've got no wood, I can't make that one. Can I make a chair? I can make one of these. Okay, that'll do. So I'm going to plonk a chair down. Now, get out of this. Now, go into your pause menu, go down to settings, and change your gameplay difficulty to survival. And then come out of that. There we go. So, survival adds additional challenges, including no fast travel, saving only when you sleep, increased lethality, sickness, etc., etc. Yes, we want survival. So now we're in survival mode, okay? Just going to double check, because you absolutely have to be in there. So we are in survival. Escape out of all of this, and then go and sit in your chair. And wait for 24 hours, but do this a minimum of 5. I think possibly 6, just to make sure. So you want to do this 6 times. So I'll cut this little bit out of the video, but I'm going to do this 6 times. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to go and grab myself some coffee. My phone beeped as well, so I'm just going to answer my message. Ah, it's fine. It's because I've got a cold. My wife... my wife's mum, who just lives across the road, had sent a message to my wife saying, do I need anything for my illness? So that was very thoughtful of her. But no, I don't. Yeah, I do need coffee. So I'm going to go and grab coffee. I'm going to do this 6 times, okay? You want to absolutely make sure you've done it the maximum number that you need to. And then we'll carry on from there. So I'll see you in just a sec. Okay guys, welcome back. I actually did it about 8 times, and I'm just doing 1 extra just to be sure. So all you're doing is sitting in the chair and waiting. Now when you do this in survival mode, what happens is your stats all get penalised, so they all go down, and you'll see in a moment how low they've gone. Then we can duplicate some more your special books, and we can get them back up to 10. Then we're going to remove the penalty, and they'll all go really high. So now let's stand up. So we will see they've gone down a lot, look. So we've got to duplicate quite a few more books in order to be able to get them back. So here we go, just back to what we were doing before, exactly the same. Pop over here. You walk really slowly, which is why you want to put the chair very close to this. So just as before, get your cursor in the right place. About there. Oops. And just start picking them up. If you take them all out, put them all back in. So, do apologise for the slightly boring video of you just watching me pick up books. But it's pretty quick, isn't it? This is a lot easier than any other duplication exploit I've ever seen. You don't die. Every now and again that happens, and you've got severe dehydration and your health goes down and everything, but you don't actually die doing this. Once you've got your stats up again to where it says do nothing again, what you then do is you just go and have a little nap. So to save you struggling to walk to the house, it's probably a good idea for you to have built a bed as well next to the chair. So you fall asleep. I think 1 hour's enough, and that takes off all the penalties from you. Then you have very high stats. Now, the guy that told me how to do this this survival mode, penalise yourself just by sitting and waiting, I asked him whether or not you could also reduce your stats by drinking alcohol or taking drugs, see if that would work. I haven't checked it, but he said no, it doesn't work. So if he said no, it doesn't work, then I believe it's not going to work. So there's no point in trying to get your stats even lower. But to be honest, this gives you an incredible advantage in the game. It really does. Your stats are so high. And the reason you want to do this first as well, I've done no leveling up at all. I'm still level 1, I assume. I probably leveled up. I leveled up when I was building the conveyor contraption. I might have leveled up when I was inside the vault at the beginning. I'm not sure. But I've not actually chosen any levels up or perks or anything like that yet. So you do this first. You then get all of your special points up to as high as they'll go. Then you start leveling up your character, which I'll show you how you do that. And it means that you get a lot more experience because your intelligence is really high. So you get a lot more experience leveling up after this than you would have done if you'd have leveled up first, then done this. I feel like I'm being a bit late on all of these. I wonder how many I've got. I've not really taken any out. Oh, bloody hell, I've got 22. So now I'm doing awesome. I got loads that time. I've just taken them all out. So let's pop them all back in. I tell you what, it's got a constant stream of them going round. So I'll go and drop these ones and pick them up again. Now I should have put those a little bit further out of the way when I dropped them. So I'll drop these here. Where are we? So you can see I've got my strength up to 10 again. So I'm now working on my perception. So let's drop all of these on the floor in a big circle around me. Pick them all back up. Some of them are going to have some points inside. We're already down to endurance. It's going quite quick. Bloody hell, a lot of them have got points inside. But you always want to do this twice. So now drop them all again. Now, I might not get any at all when I drop them the second time, but if I've got one that's really fresh, you've got to pick it up twice, so it's always worth checking them twice. There you go, you see that one there. So now I know that all of them are done, so I'll go and drop them over here near these ones, out of the way. So there, all of that lot are done. And we come back over here and start again. Oh crikey, too early on both of them. Didn't make it into the conveyor. Let's get into a good place. Too early again. I got them. The conveyor belt didn't get any. That's better. In fact, when you've got a steady stream of them going around the conveyor belt, every one you pick up should be a duplicate. So, any that I've got in my hands while I'm doing this, I should just drop them on the floor and pick them up again. Oh, I've taken them out, haven't I? Unless there's a gap. I'm actually going to put these in the conveyor. I've only got 3. Because I prefer it when there's a steady stream of them and some more in there as well. So my health is getting nice and low. Well, this is, I wasn't going to show you this, I was just going to say this is what you do, but I'm actually going to go through it and max everything out. 'Cause it's not going to take long. I've only got three of them left. And as you can see, we're getting a nice lot of duplicates. So this is going to give you like an idea of how long this actually takes. Just take a little bit of time, but a couple of hours, and then you're good to go. I think that's a bit early with that one. Yeah, when it says at the top your special removed, I don't know if that means you were too late or too early, but it means you weren't right. It means you're off. But I don't know which direction you're off. But yeah, that comes up if you're very, very close, but you didn't quite get it. I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to drop these ones and refresh them. Oh, I've only got 8. Thought I had more on me than that. Oh, that was nice though, wasn't it? Is that it? That wasn't 8, was it? It must have been. It just must have been on top of each other. So pick them all up twice. Always do them twice. I mean, they didn't work the second time on that one, but sometimes they do. Drop all those on the floor. They are spent. They are used. Although, to be honest, as I said earlier, I did once have a book that I dropped 3 times before it gave me the point. So you might want to try them all 3 times. Once I've finished, all that lot that are on the floor, none of them should give me any points at all. So when I've finished, I'll pick all of them up and we'll see whether any of them did need dropping 3 times. They've all been done a minimum of twice. And several of them have probably been done more than twice, because obviously I pick them up all the time as they're going around here. I'm going to drop whatever I've got on me. 4. Not many. Whoops, I've only dropped 1. And drop them again. So they're all done. Pop them down here out of the way. Didn't realise I only had that few amount on me. I should have grabbed the ones out of the conveyor as well. A bit far away. Pop those back in. We can't need many now. I think there's only a handful left that we need. Oh, agility and luck. I thought I was down to just luck. So what I'm going to do, once I've got my agility and luck finished, I'm going to go and sit down. Now I'm down to just luck. I'm going to go and sit down on the bench again for another 24 hours and see whether or not any of my stats go down, just to make sure that we are at the maximum that we can be. You know what? If I just picked all of these out the conveyor, drop them all on the floor and pick them back up, I'm pretty certain that that would be enough. I bet there's enough in here and going around that haven't been used yet, and I've got to wait for them to go all the way around twice, that if I just grabbed them, dropped them and picked them up and did it again, we'd be done. In fact, I am going to grab those out of there. So I'll do these 10. Hopefully this will be enough. Couple there. all of those had been done then. Let's go and dump them over here with the rest. We must be close. I was tempted just to go and take them all, but if I do that and we still need some extra, then it's got to go all the way around the conveyor again. I'll be back to the beginning where I'm just doing one at a time. Although, to be honest, I could just dump them all in the conveyor and just fill it up quite easily. Put those 5 in. We must be close. We must be close. Come on, give me some more points. So close to the end. I wonder if that's it. Do nothing. Okay, so that's it. So now my stats will say 10 on everything. So there we go. We've got 10 on everything. What I'm going to do now is go back to my chair and we're going to wait for 24 hours just to make sure we had the top penalty we could have. There we go. So yeah, once you get to this stage, wait again. Just make sure you've got the absolute top penalty that you can, because there could be an extra couple of points you could squeeze out. It gives me an opportunity to drink some coffee. It's already gone cold. That's horrible. I need a cup that keeps coffee warm. When I'm making videos, it always goes cold. Now, once we've done this... Right, let's have a look. Okay, they're all still at 10, so we've got maximum penalty. The next thing you want to do is pop down a bed on the floor and have a little kip. So, one of those. And just sleep. I think 1 hour is going to be enough. I'm not sure, but I think so. Ah, no, it wasn't. So let's sleep for a little bit longer. I'll sleep for a good 8 hours. If I sleep for 8 hours in real life, I feel like shit. That's way too long for me. I sleep for about 5 hours a night. Probably even less, because it takes me a long time to actually get to sleep. Okay guys, I edited out a big chunk of the video, and the reason I did that is because there's been an update to the game, and now what I normally do is just go and sleep in a sleeping bag, but it only let me do that for 3 hours. So I had to make a bed. So I slept in the bed, and I expected that to get rid of all of my penalties, but it didn't. I still had quite a lot of penalties because I was hungry and thirsty. So if I go over to my stats, you'll see that I've still got a penalty on my endurance and on my charisma. But if I eat enough and I drink enough and I get rid of all these negative side effects, all of this will be at maximum. And I'm still in survival mode. Now, if you change down from survival mode into a different setting, you cannot go back up again. So at this stage of the game, just eat and drink, sleep until all of these have gone, and then you'll have your max stats as high as you can possibly get them. I mean, look at that, intelligence at 20. So that's what you want to do if you want to play in survival mode. But I'm not actually going to play in survival mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to change my gameplay down to hard, and I think this will eliminate the are you sure? Yes, I am. So I can't go back into survival now, so you might not want to do that. So now I'm proper hydrated and proper fed, so I've got no more penalty. So if I go back in here, these are the absolute maximum stats you can get: 16, 17, 20, 15, 20, 14, 19. Now we are going to level up. So what I've done, I went and grabbed this station from down the street. It's just in a house down the road there. I brought it up here because I was trying to get rid of my penalties, but I didn't have enough food to cook. I had a couple of bot flies and a couple of rad roaches, but that was it. So now I'm going to start crafting. So I'm going to go into my crafting station. And you want to craft the Molotov cocktails, which are these. Now that requires adhesive, cloth, glass and oil. And you can see we duplicated some of that earlier, so we've got quite a lot. But before I start, I'm going to get all of those 4 items up really high, like in the tens of thousands, so I just don't have to think about it again. So adhesive, cloth, glass and oil. They're the 4 that we're going to duplicate, so I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to grab everything out of here, just as we did before, and then I'm going to plonk, as we did before, all of the stuff that I don't need into this trunk here. So everything we don't need in there. Adhesive we do need. Adhesive cloth. We need glass. Whoops, I've just put the glass in. And oil. Whoops, I've just put the oil in as well. I'm not going to put in my Vault suit so she can maintain her dignity. So glass we need. There it is. And oil we need. So there we go. Fortunately, we've already got quite a bit of all of this. So now we're going to duplicate these until we get tens of thousands. So pop over to your junk. Drop it all on the floor. And if it drops in several stacks, just pick it back up again. Just as we did earlier. And then drop it again. Now when it's on the floor, we're going to do some duplicating. So here we go. Missed it. Missed it again. Hang on, let's get the hang of this. There we go, got it. Right. There. There's 2 ways of doing this duplication thing. I prefer the one where I slide my thumb across because I've got big hands. And if you've got big hands, that one works best. If you've got smaller hands, then the one that works best is actually like walking your fingers is really easy. So both of those methods, I have another video on my channel which shows you how to do both of those methods, actually looking at my controller. So you can see my controller in the foreground and you can see my television behind, and you can see exactly what I'm doing with my fingers, the timing, the movement, everything, so you can get it exactly right. Oops, missed that. So I will link to that video in the description of this one so that you can make sure that you're getting this duplication correct. But yeah, it does work. I've got the latest update. It's now about December the... Is it December the 6th? Something like that. Let's have a look. December the 5th. You know what happens tomorrow? You know the guy... If you watch my videos regularly, you'll know that I talk about a guy pretty often whose name is Steve. The guy that had the Ford Capri. It's his birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to... have to make sure I don't forget that. So I'll have to send him birthday wishes from Colombia. So yeah, I'm glad I just thought, what's the date? So it's December the 5th today, it's December the 6th tomorrow. December the 6th was actually also my grandmother's birthday, which is the only reason I knew it was Steve's birthday, because it was the same day. And as some of you know, before I'd passed my driving test, I was driving Steve's car and got pulled over by the police and had to pretend that I was him. And I knew his birthday simply because I remembered it was the same day as my grandmother's. And I knew he was a couple of years younger than me, so I kind of guessed his date of birth. Educated guess, and got it right. And didn't get in any trouble with the police. So, yeah, I was very lucky. So you can see now we're already getting up to reasonably high stacks. You can see I'm not picking them up and dropping them again when there's just when there's just 2. I think it's pretty quick to do this anyway, so I just do the duplication, and then when there's 3 stacks, I do pick them up and drop them again, and take advantage of it going. I'm doing a terrible job of this. Right there. Take advantage of it stacking into 1. So this time when I get them, I will pick them up and drop them again. So drop all on the floor, pick them all up. Go on, get them. Is that it? Where's the glass? Over there. There we go. Oh, I don't need to be in there, do I? I need to drop them. It's a bit of a pain when you can't walk. Oh, some of them went up on that thing then, which is a bit bit annoying. They've gone up onto my desk. Oh no, this is it, isn't it? 4 items. So, right. Sometimes when you do this, it's it says build something with power. Yeah, well, those conveyor belts behind me most certainly have power. Sometimes when you do this, it comes up with a ridiculously high number of the items on the floor, and it looks like it's broken. You don't get that many. It's just a fault. But other times when you do it, all of a sudden you go back down to 1. It's only happened to me maybe once or twice ever, and I do this a lot. Oops, just kicked it all the way across there. The reason I do this, aside of levelling up, the main reason I do this is to duplicate anything that I use for building, and I build really big settlements. So obviously I download the mod which enables you to build a lot, and yeah, that's one of my favourite things of the game, to be honest. I'll tell you what, I'll do them this time, and then that will be enough. What have I got the least of? It was oil, wasn't it? About 8,000, I think I saw. If I'm in this mode, there we go, that's a lot better. For picking stuff up, first person, it works a lot better. So I've got about 8,000 adhesive, about 5,000 of the oil. So I'll do them a few more times. Oops, there we go. So we've got over 10,000 of everything. Now there we go, see that massive number on the glass? That's just a bit of a, bit of an error. Look, I haven't got a stupid number of glass. So now I've got 69,000 glass, 47,000 oil, adhesives and cloth are my lowest. I'm just going to leave it at that, so that's enough. So now you come over here and you craft Molotov cocktails. Now, Molotov cocktails give you a fair amount of... I just want to have a look in here for... a couple of other things. These drugs. A few people have suggested to me that you should craft jet. Now I'm just going to... fertilizer and plastic, you only have to duplicate 2 things to craft it. But jet doesn't give you as much XP as Molotov cocktails. That's the reason we're crafting these. It's something that you can duplicate the items for right at the beginning of the game, and it gives you a lot of XP. Now you can see oil uses 4. We've only got 40,000 of those, so we can craft 10,000 oil. So while I've got a high amount, what I would normally do now is just go and duplicate it a couple more times, because it's much quicker to duplicate when you've got a high number than it is when you let it go down low. So I'm just going to craft 1. And you'll see that I got 16 XP for doing that. Now, a lot of people talk about crafting putting down the copper statue with the baseball player and then deleting them all. I don't like that. First of all, you have to go off in the game to get the book necessary to make that statue, which is quite far on in the game. And also, you kind of fill up Sanctuary with them, and it's a complete mess, and you have to go and delete them all. I think this is much better. You can do this immediately from here, and once you've done all the stuff that I've done, the leveling up and getting over max stats to begin with, like level 20 on intelligence, you get probably as much XP from these Molotov cocktails as you would do from anything else. So you kind of spam making these, but you don't do it fast. What I used to do is furiously bang the button like I was playing Daley Thompson's Decathlon from the 80s, thinking that was the right thing to do, but it's not. You want to go reasonably slow, and as soon as it levels up, leave it. Let it catch up with you, then start doing a few more. So just do them at a nice steady pace like this, and keep an eye on your progress bar on the left, and as soon as it gets near the top, we're just going to let it catch up with us, and we're going to level up. It doesn't take very long. I can go a little bit faster than this, I think. So we'll just let it get to the top. There we go. We're going to wait around there, let it go through, and let it stop, right? If you punch the button furiously and it goes over 2 levels, then it keeps saying level up, but it keeps repeating the same number. It might be saying level up, you're level 22, level up, you're level 22, and it does it over and over and over again. Now, if you're not paying attention, that will just take away so much of your XP and waste a lot of your time. Now, we're going to level up a couple of times here. Look, it's going to catch up again. So I don't know what that previous one was, but we've just reached level 6. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to thump it really fast and go up 2 levels, okay? So we should go to level 8. But if I overdo it, you'll see that it will probably say level 7 twice. So this is what I want you to be aware of. If you do this too fast, it's actually, you know, it doesn't work. You don't go through the levels, but you think you are. So yeah, I noticed this a long time after I spent a lot of time thumping this button, thinking it takes hours. It doesn't take that long at all. It's just that when you're doing it really, really fast, you're not leveling up at all, so it feels like it's hours. So this should go to 7. Look at the top. Oh, sorry, it's gone to 8. I've just jumped 2 levels. So we'll let that catch up and see what that goes to. Sometimes it starts to slow down. If you just go out like that and then go back in, it all comes back again. So that said 8 then, when we leveled up last time. Let's see what this one says. Okay, that one went 9. Well, I haven't done this for a while, so there has been an update. Maybe the update has solved that problem, and now it just keeps going up. But it is something that definitely was an issue before. When you do a lot of crafting, and the XP has to catch up with you like it is with me now. See, there we go again. You've reached level 9. It said level 9 twice, so I was doing it too fast. And I mean, if this goes up to another level as well, it might even say level 9 again. So I just want you to be aware of that. You really don't want to do it too quickly. Just sit here, just casually pressing the button, keep an eye on it, and every now and then let the XP catch up with you. See, level 9 again. I've wasted 3 levels by pressing the button too quickly. Isn't that interesting? There we go, so it's caught up with us. So what I'm going to do now is just exit from this, and I'm going to actually spend some of my points. So, obviously all the top is full. The first person I want to get is Night Person, which is down here. So this is going to give me an additional +2 intelligence. That'll take me up to 22. And when I'm at level 25, I'm going to get the other one of those. And over here, I'm going to get Idiot Savant, which will give me 3 times XP every now and then. And when I get up to level 11, I'll take the next one of these, because that's 5 times XP. So those 2 are the only 2 that give you additional XP. So Idiot Savant, take that as soon as you can, and Night Person, take that as soon as you can as well. Now, what we need to do now is make sure it's night time. So, what time? Where do we see what time it is in the game? There we go, it's 12:57 PM. So it's not night time, we want to be after 6 o'clock. So you might want to grab your bed that you crafted and move it down a bit closer to where you're going to be bashing this button. So I'll pop my bed there, and I'm going to sleep until after 6 o'clock, so 5 hours. And it'll be 2 minutes past 6, and then I'll get the Night Person perk and I'll get more XP. So was it 14 it was given us before? I really can't remember, but I think it was. So now let's see what we get this time. So grenade, Molotov cocktail, 18. So I can't remember whether it was 14 or 16 before, but now we're getting 18. And if we get the Idiot Savant, I'll just do a few. So 18, I'll just do them nice and slowly until the Idiot Savant kicks in. $37 we got on that one. So Idiot Savant must have, unless it was... yeah, it's double, isn't it? So we got 37 on one. The Idiot Savant used to make a really stupid noise. I wonder if they've removed that, because it didn't do the noise. Let's wait until we get another 37. So what we're doing here, we want to level up to level 11, and then we want to take Idiot Savant rank 2. There, 37 look. So that must have been the Idiot Savant. They must have removed the noise, which is bloody good because it was horrible. So we're just going to do a few of these. Oh, there's the noise. So they haven't removed it. I don't know why I didn't do it on those other ones. So we're going to be doing a few of these until we get to level 11. That's level 10. Just going to let it catch up a little bit. When it gets to level 11, I will then take rank 2 on Idiot Savant, which is going to be 5 times XP. So that's almost 100 for one Molotov cocktail. which is bloody amazing. Now, if you have the lab coat, which is sometimes in the vault, not always, but sometimes, and anything else that can boost your intelligence, then use that, because anything that boosts your intelligence will give you more XP per Molotov cocktail. So the lab coat, that gives you an additional, I think, 2 XP. I also think a couple of the hats do, and I'm not sure if the glasses do or not. So there we go, we're level 11 now. So now we're going to go into our Pip-Boy, and we're going to rank up the Idiot Savant to the next level. So this one will give us 5 times XP whenever it triggers. Now the one after this is just when you kill stuff, so that's completely irrelevant. So the next one that's important is this for level 25. So when we hit level 25, we're going to come in here and we're going to take the next one of Night Person. None of the others really matter, to be honest. So also, just keep an eye. Let me just, come on. There we go. I just want to keep an eye on the time as well. So, where does it tell you? Is it in the map? Yeah, there it is. Look, 6:40 PM. Okay, so we've got a good 12 hours of Night Person. So let's do, oops, wrong button. Wrong section. Let's do some of these. Now, as I said before, do keep an eye on your quantities. So oil is on 45,000. If that gets down to 30,000, I'm going to duplicate some oil. That's the one I need to keep an eye on more than any other, because it uses more oil than anything else. So we're on level 11. So we're going to do this nice and slowly until we get to level 25. And so it really doesn't take long at all. You'll be on like level 60 in not much time at all. It's just sitting here, just pressing the button and not pressing it too fast. You press it too fast, you actually suffer from that. So as soon as you've done a few, let it catch up. So there we go, level 12. And this is probably going to take us into 13 as well. Ah, there we go, it stopped. So we'll just do a few more. If you've got a little brother or sister and they want to earn some extra pocket money, get them to sit there pressing this button. If you've got kids, now you know why you had kids. So that they could press this button and you could start Fallout 4 with the highest level character of your desires. So yeah, this is brilliant for survival mode. But if you're doing this in survival mode, it's very important to remember that if you don't eat or drink or sleep, you get penalties, and that takes your intelligence down. So at the moment my intelligence is at 22 with the 2 additional bonus from Night Person, but if I wasn't eating or sleeping or drinking, then it's probably going to be down at about 10 or, well, about 12 it would go down to. So it's very, very important that if you are doing this in survival mode, you make sure that you eat, drink and sleep in order to avoid those penalties. Otherwise you're just getting a lot less XP. So if you're not doing it in survival, it's not really an issue because your XP stays at maximum the whole time. What are we on? Are we on about level 13? Let's just see what this goes up to. I kind of wish there was something that you could do, like escaping out of the station completely and all of a sudden all your XP gets added up, but there isn't. There is no way that you can suddenly have all your XP, piled on in one go. It doesn't work like that, but that would be very handy. I'm going to let this stop. There we go, beautiful. So a couple more and we're up to level 15. So we've just got 10 levels to go before we can take the next Night Person perk. Let's just have a quick look in 49 minutes. Yeah, that Idiot Savant, every time that kicks in now, we are getting almost 100 XP. So one of them gives us 18, I think. So you're getting 5 times that, so that's pretty bloody awesome. 90 XP, not 100, but close enough. Right, so we're at level 16. So yeah, basically this is all you now need to do. Just sit here pressing the button. Don't press it too fast, otherwise it just keeps saying level 16, level 16, level 16, and that is a pain in the arse. Because although you're not leveling up, you are using your resources, you're just not getting the experience for it. So make sure you avoid that. Just do it nice and slowly. As soon as anything gets down to around about 30 odd thousand, I'd recommend you just go and duplicate it another 3 or 4 times. So that you don't, I mean, if it gets all the way down to 1, it's an absolute pain in the arse. You have to duplicate it 8 times before you can stack them, and then you're going from the beginning, so it takes a long time. So yeah, do duplicate them when they get down to, 20, 30,000 or something. Duplicate them once or twice, and then just carry on. And do this until you're at whatever level you want to be at to play the game. So, I mean, when I've done this in the past in order to be able to play a character on survival, starting from scratch, I have gone up to about level 40, which doesn't take long, it really doesn't. How many minutes were we on? So the Xbox will stop recording in about 9 minutes, so I'm going to close the video down before then. And obviously we're done. Everything that you need to know is now covered for you. But I am going to just spend a couple more minutes leveling up. I want to get to level 25 and get that extra night person perk so I can see how much XP we're getting from one Molotov cocktail. So that's what I'm going for. And I should get that within just a couple of minutes. Come on, idiot savant, kick in. I'll let that catch up. Yeah, I'm pressing the button so slowly. I used to just, years ago when you played like, Daily Thompson's Decathlon was the biggest one back in the 80s at arcades, and you kind of had to hit the 2 buttons. And quite a few people admired my ability to be able to vibrate my finger. So you kind of tensed your finger and vibrated it, and you could go so fast, it was ridiculous. So I used to do that on the actual crafting button for this in order to be able to make these ridiculously fast. But no benefit from it whatsoever. You just got to go nice and slow, nice and steady. And every now and then let it catch up. Now, all of these Molotov cocktails that you're crafting, they're damn useful for killing that Deathclaw as soon as you start the game. So yeah, you'll have an unlimited number of Molotov cocktails in your inventory when you've done a bloody lot of them. They're quite good to use instead of cash. So when Trash Can Carla comes around, go and buy whatever she's got and pay her with Molotov cocktails instead of cash. So just transfer your Molotov cocktails over and take whatever you want from her. So you can use them as cash. They're good for that. Someone did say on one of my videos the other day that you can use the duplication glitch to make pre-war money and then use that as cash, because that doesn't weigh anything. But that doesn't work, because pre-war money is not a raw product. If you do the duplication glitch, you're going to end up with the same amount of pre-war money and the same amount of cloth, because that's what it actually scraps down into. So you don't double up your pre-war money at all. You just stick the pre-war money in the storage, and then you scrap it as well into the storage. But when you scrap it, obviously it changes to its raw components. So yeah, you can't do that, unfortunately not. But yeah, if you could, that would be a pretty awesome way of having unlimited money in the game. But if you've not seen my video on how to get unlimited money, then check that out on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description for you. And it's just you can't do it until a bit later in the game. You need to be able to build the trading shops. But as soon as you can build those, you can just keep scrapping them and building them again and scrapping them and building them again. When you scrap it, you get half your money back, but it actually puts the shop into your inventory as well. So then rather than building a new one and paying for it, you just put down your existing one and then you scrap and store that one, just the same way that we did these raw materials. And every time you do it, you get half of the original expense of the shop back. There's level 20. I'm going to let this XP catch up. Quickly check the time again. Right, we're on 55 minutes on the Xbox. So yeah, I really want to get this up to level 25 before I close down, just so you can see the amount of XP you're getting for each craft. I'm going to do a bit of thumping them really hard. Right, there we go. I'll let that catch up and see where that takes us. So yeah, you can do that as well. Is that it? Oh, that was weird. Alright, it started to lag and go slow. Just go out and then go back in when that happens. When it starts to lag, just go out and back in. It does happen. But you can see it's suddenly gone a lot faster now. So yeah, that does cause a problem quite often. So out and back in. I'm just going to vibrate my finger on the button for a bit. That's 21. I'll let this catch up. I'll tell you what, I wish controllers had auto fire. If you had an auto fire button that you could have set to reasonably slowly, you could just pop that on and just go about your day, come home, and your character's going to be level, who knows, 60, 100? Now that would be pretty bloody awesome. Where are we now? About 22? So just a couple more minutes is going to be enough. And then we'll get on to level 25. We'll take that Night Person perk at level 25 and we'll see how much XP we're getting then. And then we'll call it a day. We'll close down the video. But yeah, it's still working. So December the 5th, 2018, with the most recent update installed. I did install... Excuse me, I've not played this game for a week or so, but I did install an update today. It wouldn't let me start the game, it said it needed an update, so obviously I've got whatever the latest is, and yeah, it still works. And I'm 100% certain this is going to work on PlayStation as well. It's just going to be the same. It always has been, so I can't see how they could have got rid of this on that and not on Xbox, but of course I am on Xbox. 2 more levels to go. Slowing down again now. There we go. Yeah, I mean, you could do this. You could sit there with your controller, just slowly tapping this button like I am now, whilst watching television, without actually looking at your Xbox. And if you do that, every now and again, go back out and back in. So just keep pressing A, every now and again, press B, and then back into A. And I mean, you could do that whilst watching television for an hour or so, or watching Netflix, and then you could come back into your Xbox and just see what level you've got up to. So what's this one coming up? Is this 24 or 25? I really can't remember. Well, let's see where we are. $25. So, time to go into the Pip-Boy again and rank up. And we want Night Person, so all the way down here. So we're taking this one, and it's going to give us a +3 intelligence. Now, the next one gives you an extra 30 health at those times, which is completely pointless to us. So that's all we can do. So this is giving us a 3 times. Oh no, sorry. That's what we want. So 5 times. We're getting 5 times XP every time that triggers. It does trigger more often if you've got low intelligence, but when you've got intelligence 20, you're getting a lot more XP anyway, so I think it's much better to do it this way. So we have our Idiot Savant triggering every now and then, and we have our Night Person, which is giving us +3 intelligence between the hours of 6 and 6. So it's now only 10:06 PM, so we're still on Night Person. Let's see what we get. So now we're on 19. So it's only 1 extra XP, but obviously that could be 19 points, something quite high. If you can find a lab coat, definitely pop one of those on, or the hat, or the glasses. Just want to do this quite slowly until Idiot Savant kicks in. So we're going to be at nearly 100, about 95. Obviously depending on what this is. Is it 19.5, 19.6? We don't know. So we'll do this till we get an Idiot Savant. Come on. I did pick up some clothes, didn't I? I can't remember what they were. I picked up some clothes from that suitcase in the house. That 37 there was just because it had to catch up with me. It's going to do it again here. I'd pressed it twice by mistake instead of just once. Which is probably what happened previously. Come on! Where's Idiot Savant when you need it? That's unbelievable. There he goes. So 112. I've got a feeling that wasn't just the Idiot Savant. I've got a feeling that it was doing a normal 19 on top of the Idiot Savant. So that makes much more sense. So still pretty good. So 93 that was giving us. I'm just going to have a quick look to see how many... First of all, how many Molotov cocktails do I have? Let's have a look at that. Well, it's not in there. Is it in weapons then? I've got 1,409, so that's how many I've crafted in order to get up to the level I am now. I've got 20 points to spend in here, so I just plonk them wherever. Probably somewhere like this would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Increasing my carry weight. Let's plonk a few in there. What's that? So... Whenever encumbered, you can use action points to run. 50 carry weight, 25 carry weight. The next one's fast travel and 50%, running cost 50%, that's action points. So that's pretty good, strong back. But there's nothing else that really gives you experience. There's something in the daytime down here. That's strength and endurance. No, I wasn't sure if that gave you anything. But no, that's pretty much it. So from this point onwards, just plonk them wherever you like until you've fully maxed out all of this or got to whatever level you want to be. So I did want to have a quick look in my apparel, but it's in this box, isn't it? And I want to see if I have in here something that's going to give me eyeglasses. Is perception +1, that's no good. My wedding ring, which I'm going to take back. I thought I had some clothes in there, but I obviously haven't. Are they in here? Oh no, that's all there is in there, of course. Did I not take them? I took the bobby pin, didn't I? That was it. So, oh, it's black vest and slacks. That's not going to give me anything. But if you're lucky enough to have endurance too, well, that's not bad. Better than this, that's for sure. Not much armour. But yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a lab coat, they do appear sometimes, but it's quite rare, then that will obviously give you a nice little bonus, and a couple of the hats do as well. I can't remember which ones off the top of my head. The hat off the top of my head. So let's have a look at our stats. Look at those. 20, 22, intelligence 23, because obviously the night person. My endurance 22 because of that those clothes I've just put on. Not sure what's giving me the extra perception. Could be night person. I didn't put the glasses on. Yeah, let's get a lot of XP just for crafting things. So there we go, guys. I'm going to leave it at that, but obviously all you need to do is just carry on crafting for as long as you like. I mean, maybe where you want to craft to is until you've maxed out all of this. So, you know, just go through, slapping them on. This one here, if you... Not cap collector, although cap collector is also quite useful. Where are you? Lone Wanderer. Where is it? This one. If you take this to the second rank, you can then build the stores. So that means I can now be able to store, and then you can do the duplication thing to get unlimited caps. But this early on in the game, it's unlikely that you're going to have any caps. So obviously you have to wait until you've got enough to build the first one. So you need some caps to build the first store. And then the more expensive stores, which is duplicating your money faster, you need a couple of extra perks to get those. So you might need science or something to get one of them. I can't remember what they are. It's not science, but you need some things. So I'm just wondering if any of these luck ones give you... I mean, you might want to go for that, and then you might get your caps a little bit quicker. Better criticals, critical banker. No, none of the others. So none of the others are giving you extra experience points for crafting. I'm pretty certain about that. But there we go, just use up your... How many we got left? Is that it? Hang on. No, we got 3 left. There we go. So that's all of them used up so far. So level 25, we've got this many. And to actually max this out, I'm not exactly sure how many you would need, but you can just count the stars to work it out. But it's going to be quite a lot. But obviously, you've got a bit of an advantage because all these at the top are full. So I think someone once said it's level 144 to get all of them. I mean, I don't think that's right, because this across the top is going to be 50, isn't it? 2, 4... Oh, no, not 50. 70. There's 7 different ones across the top, so that's 70 straight off the bat there. Or maybe they didn't include those. Maybe they were just counting from here downwards. But yeah, you need to be quite a high level to get the whole lot. But a lot of these, I don't think you're going to bother with anyway. Quite a few of these I don't bother with. So there we have it. Still works. December the 5th, 2018. The duplication's working. The special point books are working, but you do need to drop them and pick them up twice. And the getting overmax stats by penalising yourself by just sitting on a chair for I think it's about 5 or 6 days, and then obviously getting back up to max again, and then eating, drinking and sleeping to remove those penalties, or changing yourself down from survival mode to something else. But do remember, if you want to play on survival, you can't get back in. Once you've been down to survival, once you've been in survival mode then back out of it, if I go into my gameplay, you'll see that I can't get back up. So very high is the highest it allows me to go. So you cannot get back into survival. But everything that we've just done, none of this stuff, you don't need to use mods or anything like that. So you can do what I've just showed you, and you can still get the Xbox achievements or the PlayStation trophies for playing the game in survival mode. So if you're not downloading any mods, it doesn't interfere with that. So you can do all of this, get up to whatever level you want to get up to just by duplicating the ingredients and then crafting Molotov cocktails before you set out on the game, and then you can go trophy and trophy hunting in survival mode if that's something that you want to do. So there we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. The only reason I made it is because quite a few people have commented on some of my previous videos on Fallout 4 saying this doesn't work anymore, and I thought, rather than saying to them yes it does, check it, I thought I might just make another video showing you that it does. I know it's a long video, so I do apologise for that, but I do hope that you found it useful. So if you've not played Fallout 4 before, I strongly recommend that you do. Play it vanilla. If you have played Fallout 4 before, then get in and play it like this. Do it in survival mode if you've never tried that. And once you've done it, and you've had the glorious experience of playing Fallout 4, then go on a Fallout 76, and it should be ready, because at the moment, still a couple of things need doing, although they are definitely doing them, because yesterday we saw an update which ironed out some of the problems that people were moaning about. And I mean, that game's going to get better. It's going to continue getting support because it's online, so it might be quite good in the end. But I do really think that whatever they do with Fallout 76, it's never going to be as good as Fallout 4, simply because the story in Fallout 4 is brilliant. And there's a lot of little things in Fallout 4 that I've mentioned on several of my videos that really make it a very, very good game. So, and it's a huge amount of time you can devote to this game as well. I have put a ridiculous number of hours into this. So that's all from me, guys. You take care. Please leave comments. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, then please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all soon. You take care. Bye-bye.